try to point our feet, just like we're doing our lateral lunge. We're trying to be running on parallel lines with our feet. Now, we're going to go side to side, but we're going to hold on one side for 30 seconds and then go to the other side, okay? So let's start by going to our right side. That means our left leg's going to stay straight. We can stick our hands out if you want. There's no reason to force yourself too hard there with your arms. You don't have to fatigue your arms. You can just lower down here and hold. That's totally acceptable. You should feel this in your left adductor, okay? That's your inner thigh. If you're not feeling it there, you might have to adjust your foot position. If your feet are turned in that way, it might not work. So you want our feet facing, like I said, parallel lines. Try to hang out here a little bit longer. And we're going to come up and go to the other side now. This is a very, especially for me, this is a very important exercise because I got an adductor pull my adductors in one of my competitions, and this is an exercise that I need to do every week to keep my joint healthy. This is very important for me. It also helps with kicking, lunging, pretty much everything that you're going to do. Absolutely. So now let's come back to this middle position here, okay? And now we're going to go do a single hamstring, okay? So we're going to go first towards our left hamstring. You just want to try to come down. You can tuck your head down to your shin. That's fine, but it's not necessary. If you can just get here, that's fine. Even if here you feel a stretch, that's fine. Try to find the range of motion that you feel the stretch. And try to hang out there for a little bit. And just don't forget to breathe. A lot of people forget to breathe when they're stretching, and that's not good. You guys have to maintain a good position, but a position where it allows you to still breathe normal and natural. Okay, so now from here, we're going to come up into the neutral position, and we're going to switch and go to the other side now, towards the right leg. Just try to relax the muscles. You know, find sometimes if you're not getting enough of a stretch by contracting the muscle opposite. So right now, if I were to contract my quadricep muscle here, I might feel a little bit more of a stretch in my hamstring. And if you want a little bit of an extra boost, that's a good way of getting it. Okay, great job, guys. Now, back up in the standing. Now we're going to do a squatting adductor stretch, okay? So we're going to squat towards our right leg. We'll grip on the ball of my foot here, and my toes are pointed up in the air. I feel this one in the adductor as well. Can you do it? Absolutely. I feel this is a very necessary stretch. Sometimes during some stretches, you might, especially if you're a little bit claustrophobic, you might feel like you have a hard time breathing. Try to relax. If it's really a really bad discomfort, just come up and, you know, don't go that far, you know. You have to, it's not good if you feel any discomfort doing this. You have to go to the maximum, but until the point that that is okay. And switch. No discomfort. This is something to keep our body healthy. It's not supposed to feel any pain. And you'll find once you become used to a range of motion, that's kind of the key, that your body will naturally allow you to go a little bit further each time. Try to force it, you actually tear a muscle and become less flexible. That's not really a good thing for anybody. Okay, now let's come back into a neutral position. We're going to interlace our fingers behind our back, and we're going to go forward. We're going to stretch out both of the hamstrings, and we can also stretch out our biceps, our delts, everything here. Just want to challenge, drop your head down to the ground. And here again, everybody here is pretty flexible, so if your range of motion, if you get here and you feel a stretch, that's okay, just hang out there. And if you find that you feel uncomfortable with your hands behind the back, you can always just go down here and touch down. This is definitely one of the exercises that I need to work on. My range of motion is pretty bad on this one. Okay, let's come back up to the neutral position. Now we're going to turn, we're going to face to our right, coming down to our left knee. Now you want to make sure you don't leave your knee back too far. We're going to kind of bring the knee up underneath the hip. And here what we're going to do is we're going to focus on stretching our hip flexor, which is this muscle right here. Find that all this stuff that we do in functional training is always using the hip flexors, extensors. Our hips are used a lot, and in fighting, almost anything in life. So what we want to do here is we want to contract our abdominal muscles and our glute muscles on our left-hand side, okay? We're trying to keep everything here contracted, holding that contraction, keep the posture upright, and press up with the left hand. If you have tight lats, your arm might go forward, but try to get it straight up. You're getting extra stretch there.
trying to lose that contraction. If I lose the contraction, you'll see this happen. Now I feel a little more stretch. It looks the same, but really it's not. It's this. I have to contract here, and that keeps my muscles stretching. And I want to feel the stretch right here in the front of the body, on the hip flexor. Just got a few more seconds to go. Okay, great job. Now we're going to lower down, left hand to the ground. We're going to come around and we're going to grab our left foot with our right hand. And we're just going to feel the stretch now in the quadricep. If you want, you can kind of lean forward a little bit. That'll accentuate the stretch, but you don't have to go too far forward. The main thing is just feel a little bit of a pull. If you find you don't have the flexibility to grab it, that's okay. You can just kind of hang out there and continue doing your hip flexor stretch. But if you can, try to grab on and stretch out the quadricep.
A lot of people, a lot of athletes, when they finish working out, they always forget to stretch. And to be honest, I've been one of them for many years. So this is really bad because now I need to get back to what I've lost for all those years.
Yeah.
I'm not a very flexible guy, as you can tell.
Okay, so now here we're going right to the opposite side. Okay, so we're going to start with our hip flexor. Try to keep the knee right beneath the hip. We're going to contract the abdominal muscles. Imagine trying to turn your zipper up to face you. So you contract your glutes, your abs, and then we're going to go straight up here with our right hand. You know, if you've watched the other DVDs, I'm sure you've seen how explosive George is, and a lot of that has to do with his hip flexors and his glutes and pretty much all of his legs. But he would lose probably a lot of his explosiveness if he got really tight. If he doesn't keep some flexibility, it decreases all of his athletic attributes. Although it's not the thing that makes him explosive, it's one of the components that gives him that ability. All right, good. Now let's lower down the right hand. And we're going to reach behind with our left hand and grab our right foot. And you want to, if you can, to try to align the heel with your leg, okay? You don't want your heel kicked out. You want to try to keep everything close there. And if you want to get a little bit more of a stretch, just kind of lean forward. Not a lot, just a little bit. You feel right in your quadriceps, in front of your thighs. Okay, excellent. Now we're going to stay facing this way. We're going to put our foot down, and we're going to come into what the